All right, thanks, Chris. It's certainly going to be an interesting set of content and events and speakers today. Excited to talk to all of you through this new forum. I'm Ajay. I lead product for AWS Lambda. I'm the director of product for our serverless group of services. Joining me today is Jeffrey Hammond, VP and principal analyst with Forrester. And the goal of the session that we're going to talk about today is giving you a little, behind the scenes, behind the curtain view of conversations that happen between us and the analysts, but really delving into what our shared customers, the enterprises of the world, the large companies of the world, perceive serverless as, and what's top of mind for them. And hopefully, along the way, there are some interesting tidbits that all of you can pick up. So, thanks for taking the time to join us today, Jeffrey.
My pleasure, Ajay. It's good to be here.
Awesome. So let's get started on this. Excited to go to this. So I thought I'll start somewhere fun. So both of us face this day job challenge of introducing and describing serverless and FAS to our customers. So how do you go about having that conversation?
Yeah, so from my perspective, serverless isn't the best name in the world, but it is what it is. And to me, it's really about automatically managing a lot of the infrastructure that developers need so that they can focus on getting work done. It's more about abstraction. So deployment, scaling, the pipelines that events come in and are handled with, and the way that storage is handled tends to be below the concern of what the developers have to deal with. They don't have to worry about containers or compute or bare metal infrastructure. Instead, they can focus on solving business problems.
Mhm. And I really like that sort of shading and picture you have on that slide on what's developer managed versus what is service managed. We see serverless through this really wide angle lens that includes almost any AWS service that frees individual teams from exactly what you described, capacity planning and infrastructure management, allowing the applications to scale without explicitly increasing their hardware footprint. They're secure and resilient without extra efforts. We often describe this as getting the benefits of $1 billion IT budget, even though you only pay for the resources you use. One of my favorite phrases from the early evolution of the web is small pieces loosely joined. This not only sums up one of the ingredients that's allowed the growth of the internet that all of us have seen, the cloud in general, but is also generally a really positive organizing principles for systems that need to be agile, adaptable, and can still grow explosively when needed. And so in some ways, we provide those building blocks that help design those systems that are composed of these loosely joined systems, so to speak. As you've said over there, APIs, events, functions, they all kind of play a part when it comes to that.
Yeah, it's important to understand that while FAS and Lambda, is an important part of serverless, it's not exclusively serverless. So microservices that we put inside the function container, the events that get processed, the APIs that connect to the outer world, the process by which we handle statelessness is important, but also the way that you bill and consume these services, as well as how quickly you can provision them, are all what go into the serverless model. For example, one of the pieces of research I'm looking at right now is around modernizing data workloads, because one of the things that we've seen is traditional large relational databases don't always behave very well when you're in a serverless environment and you start sending a lot of queries to them. So it's bigger than just the function itself.
Absolutely. Uh, in some ways, serverless more encompasses the operational model where you're using these services either built yourself or otherwise, communicating through these modern practices like events and APIs and stateless behaviors, etc. So, the adoption of that model seems to be what's driving the engine. And you had mentioned, Jeffrey, that you're seeing some really interesting trends in how people are going about actually adopting this.
Yeah, we are. In particular, in our developer survey, we're seeing very aggressive adoption of serverless technologies. In particular, functional programming is one of the most adopted cloud native technologies amongst organizations right now. And serverless in particular, 25% of developers say that their company has adopted it, with another 24% saying they plan to do so in the next 12 months. we should be getting updated data maybe by the beginning of June to see how these numbers have grown. But I have no doubt that we'll see them continue to grow. So very popular, being very quickly adopted. And if you ask why, well, I think that there's a couple benefits that we are seeing when we talk to aggressive adopters. First of all, the auto scaling capabilities of functions in particular are just really, really important, but also of managed services as well, not having to deal with that. We're seeing organizations that can deploy very, very quickly. It's breeding a higher amount of trust from the business folks that these development teams are working with. They are getting better insight into what functions are under load. So it's not, I have to deploy a container and, some parts of my application are very performance dependent and other parts aren't. You can actually look at how the individual functions are performing and scale accordingly. The net result is that we are having development teams that are telling us that they're able to run new experiments in hours or days as opposed to weeks or months. And so it's leading to a higher level of agility in those organizations. And then the way that one developer put it to me, we get billed at the average cost of our consumption, not the max cost of our consumption. And for really spiky workloads or variable workloads, that difference is extremely important in terms of their resource consumption.
And it's always as a product person, there's always something that you build for, and it's always gratifying to hear what customers actually see the benefit for us. So we test most of what we do against sort of those three benefits you were calling out. So one, can they iterate on their code and application really quickly? Will their design scale to meet demand, however big it gets, without capacity planning exercises and load testing, et cetera, that you will conventionally associate with these kind of things? And then will the cost match the value to the business from the initial idea to fully scale mainstream services, right? So this agility, elasticity, cost efficiency, in some ways, the native benefits of the cloud really are what was the motivation and driving force behind the serverless approach. And even for us, to your point, it's not just a marketing message. There are real customers today. So, a couple that come to mind. So Edmunds, for example, they provide car reviews and ratings. They built a solution to generate new aspect ratios and resolutions for their car images, 500 million new images. And they built that in days, something that would have taken them months previously, right? So to your point, they're able to kind of get their idea from concept to production in far, far faster iterations than they could do before, right? And to your point around cost, I think that an interesting element that also shows up in these conversations is, one is your point about how much infrastructure cost is being driven down, but there's also this sort of total cost of ownership element that starts to come up. So Ellie Mae, for example, has called out saying that they're a big cloud-based platform provider for mortgage finance industry in the US. They process nearly 40% of all the US mortgage applications. They shaved off 10K of their infrastructure bill just by switching to a solution using Lambda and step functions. And we consistently see these examples, but more often than not, there's sort of this ambient value to doing more with less, because they're not managing so many aspects of it. The teams are freed up to go and tackle a broader set of challenges. We sort of consistently see this, right? 30x faster development, 60% lower TCO. And it's really exciting to see both sort of the breadth of customers and use cases realizing these benefits and knowing that there's so many more standing outside the door.
Yeah, an engineering manager said something very interesting to me a couple weeks ago when I was talking to him about it. And he said, our product teams trust us more. They know that we can deliver. And they're, because of that, they're spending more time with us. They're more engaged. And to me, how do you put a price on it?
Indeed, that's a question that we would debate for a while. Yeah, so it's been just really gratifying seeing the breadth of customers who are adopting this, and there's real excitement of both who are using it today and kind of who are standing outside the door. But as with any change of this magnitude, I imagine we both see questions coming up among both the new adopters and people who are kind of figuring out whether this is the right step for them. So Jeffrey, in your experience, what are you seeing? I know you, as top questions that IT leaders are asking about serverless. I know you've conducted a pretty intensive bout of research on this topic recently.
Yeah, Ajay, I think the biggest overriding question is, where are we on the technology adoption curve with respect to serverless? Because I think that there's a lot of our clients that are like, well, this is still early adopter technology and it's still too early for me. But I'm not sure that that's the case because we're seeing fairly aggressive adoption. And, if you believe in the Jeffrey Moore kind of crossing the chasm model, I think we're into the bowling alley stage of adoption, early mainstream. In particular, retail is a really good example of where we're seeing some really strong adoption of FAS in particular as part of e-commerce and mission critical workloads. But those questions come across in a variety of formats. So, what are other organizations doing? Is it too early to adopt? That's kind of classic mainstream buying behavior right there. We get a set of questions around whether or not they should be comfortable adopting specific FAS models like Lambda as opposed to some sort of cross-platform model, maybe based on Kubernetes or using Knative. And so we have to kind of discuss and talk about the reality of accepting a dependency. I mean, it's funny because these folks had no problems 20, 25 years ago taking a dependency on Windows because of the value that it gave their organizations. So, the value that taking a dependency on something like Lambda has relative to the cost savings or the speed are something that we have conversations about. We get questions about, well, what kind of applications work well in a serverless world? So we get to talk about statelessness and the implications of event-driven architectures. The folks that are a little bit further along start to ask, well, does this change the way that we organize ourselves? Should we have infrastructure teams that are focused on serverless first? And how do we make those work with front-end teams that are building web UI? And so those are fun conversations. And then, of course, there are economic questions like, well, if we do this, how much can we save? I think I point them at your calculator in that case.
Yes, that page gets a lot of traffic, I can assure you. There's something that you kind of said, which is an interesting element to dig into, which is, teams are almost still testing the waters because they're unsure if the model's ready. And this could be just what I do as part of my role is I'm definitely seeing a clear shift from an if to a when, right? We're talking about hundreds of thousands of customers across domains, media, finance, high tech, government, and startups alike seeking out sort of this serverless advantage, as we like to call it. And it sounds like you're seeing a little bit of that too.
Funny, it's almost like the start of the cloud that by the time executives were aware that it was happening, it was already thoroughly penetrating their organizations. And that's kind of what it feels like to me.
Yeah, absolutely. And in fact, that probably is also signaling that there's something to learn from that particular movement too, right? So there's kind of these two broader themes I see emerging in the questions that you've called out and even the questions that I see, which is there's always more, obviously the service teams and AWS as a provider to help build these applications can do more, right? So making it easier to build, supporting new workload patterns. But there's two sort of themes I see. One, adoption of the serverless model also means that we are adopting a lot of these modern development and architectural practices, even the ones you were calling out. So you need to be comfortable with your application being composed of services, the microservices approach. You need to be comfortable with having APIs and events be the contract. You need to be comfortable with defining your application as an infrastructure as code deployment, maybe some kind of automation around it. You need to be comfortable with architectural ideas like concurrency management and retries for failures or monitoring your service contracts via metrics and graphs. And the further along you and your organization are along that graph, the easier the transition looks, right? Because in many ways, serverless embodies and builds all those principles in the way you develop. The further you are along with that, it almost becomes that serverless is part of your transition to the native approach of building on the cloud as well. That can be both sort of an advantage as well as potentially a demanding topic for people. And second, that's the point maybe you would also bring up really strongly, which is adopting a serverless model ultimately is betting on AWS, right? In our case, you're trusting us, trust being the key word there, to provide the availability, scale, performance, and security you need for your business, just like many others have. And that's stories we continue to share with customers. That trust, though, for me as a product provider comes from meeting and exceeding expectations around these aspects in a measurable and predictive way, right? So just a recent example of this has been sort of performance and scale has been a huge focus. So we did recent launches around eliminating VPC cold starts and provision concurrency as a new way for getting double-digit millisecond performance guarantees. So, obviously there is certain sweet spots when it comes to building serverless. There are things like data intensive processing that you can really get into. There are domains like retail and media and entertainment where you can jump in a lot more aggressively. But at the same time, you have customers like Bustle, Capital One, successfully running really high traffic end user facing application while comfortably meeting their latency expectations, right? So in some ways,
And Ajay, that's the reason I think that we're really in the early mainstream phase as opposed to, kind of early adopter. I think we've moved beyond that because they are using these things at scale. I think fundamentally it comes down to at what point you're willing to take abstraction for productivity. When I started almost 30 years ago, I was a wet behind the ears Andernite, and I went to work for Prudential for a while as a client. And Prudential at that point had its own language. They called it Pru COBOL. They basically didn't trust a common distribution of COBOL, so they invented their own. They specialized their own. Well, how many companies, build their own specialized programming languages anymore? Very few. At some point, everybody said, you know what? That's an appropriate level of abstraction for us so that we can get productivity. We'll use the programming languages that become industry standards or that other companies create for us. This is the same kind of thing. And at some point, folks are going to say, you know what? We really don't need to manage our own metal anymore. We're okay taking that dependency if the result is an increased level of productivity when we take that abstraction.
And it's funny you bring up languages because we use that analogy all the time internally, in the sense that just like the languages world went from assembly to having kind of these deep languages like C to the higher level languages that you see today, like Node and others. In some ways, the application service development in the cloud is going through that same transition now. You're going from low-level primitives to high-level abstractions that people wanted kind of deep control on, to the transition to something like serverless, where you're building in a way that feels native for the application rather than trying to deal with the underlying muck, so to speak, in many, many fashions. And ultimately, to your point, it's the speed, it's the time to market and agility that's going to be the driving force behind that change. I will say this, like one conversation I have a lot with a lot of these enterprise leaders is asking that question, right? Sort of, what is driving your IT strategy in the next 3 to 5 years? Is it time to market? Is it speed? Is it cost? And then helping them bridge that outcome to their adoption movements or even the technology investments in broad.
If the answer there is agility or innovation, I think serverless has to be on the roadmap as a technology. I mean, I can't imagine ever necessarily wanting to manage my own memory again. There's just no reason to do that. And in the same way, I really, do I really want to spend time managing my own containers and container orchestrators? I don't know. I think I'd rather just write the business functions that are going to solve the problem that my business sponsors need. So as part of that, that's one of the reasons that we see some particular use cases where FAS is increasingly popular. I've kind of jotted some of these down here. I'm gonna pick on the first one here. I call it the Perl++ use case. It's extremely common when we see organizations, begin to work in the cloud, that they will start to use Lambda as a way to orchestrate all the other Amazon services that they are using, whether it's reporting or whether it's doing routine tasks. But in some way, I almost see Lambda as the duct tape of AWS services. But once they start there, then you start to see real business workloads begin to pop up. So IoT is an example where you've got a lot of bursty workloads. You've got kind of sporadic communications. It's perfect because you don't want to have containers out there listening for a message that might not come for 3 days. Scale out processing, like we talked about in retail. But one of the most interesting models to me lately has been domain-specific platform extensibility models. So as an example, Twilio building integrations into its tools and into its services on top of Lambda, or Atlassian building on top of Lambdas for its Forge platform. I came across a really interesting vendor called Tray, which is a low-code platform for integration, which is building on top of Lambdas. And these sort of extensibility models model workloads are really useful, a useful way to put together a FAS type platform, because you only pay for what you consume, and it makes it really valuable. And I think that some of those domain extensibility models, especially as organizations look to automate business processes, are going to be where we see the evolution of full scale event driven architecture. Because as you try to stitch together these platforms into business processes, I think lambdas and events are just going to be a natural way to do that.
Yeah. Oh my God. Like this is we could probably end up taking the next 2 hours just diving on this topic. But the the I'm sure a lot of the people listening in would have sort of had their ears perk up on the duct tape reference, because that does tend to be a common way that Lambda sort of makes its way into the organization. But I think the key point you made there is what happens next, right? Like you can use Lambda as duct tape. You can use it to kind of organize a bunch of AWS services, but sort of things start kicking into high gear. That agility benefit really starts kicking in when you start using it for actually replacing core business needs. So your IoTs, your scale out processing for data, even sort of those user facing backends that we were talking about
I
earlier.
think you guys see a lot of batch, don't you? That's kind of really.
Yeah, in fact, I think we had put this data out there, like S3 and Kinesis-based workloads, so things which are using high-speed data processing, high-speed media processing, even at batch or otherwise, are one of our top use cases. In fact, that was in some ways the recently released feature where you can run batch commands on AWS S3. Us having Lambda integration as a first class support on day one was the primary motivation behind that, because we had so many customers saying that, hey, I have kind of this large batch of data. Lambda is great for processing data as it's coming in. Let's make that sort of more effective and cost effective for me as I go through, for sure. Um,
Yeah.
and to your points about sort of extensibility, it's almost a call to action to the different SaaS providers out there as well, to think about what their extensibility story looks out. I absolutely agree with you. We were really excited when Twilio and even others like them, Netlify is another great example, Zeit is another great example, people who have kind of layered their extensibility story on top of Lambda and kind of getting dual benefits both for their customers and otherwise. And in another pattern which we have also seen gaining some traction is starting to use services like AWS's Event Bridge as a place to integrate the SaaS service, and then using that as the bridge to get Lambda connectivity and otherwise. And to your earlier point, it's about level of abstraction, right? There'll be some people who are saying, I want to have my SaaS service talk to Lambda as an event processor and use that as a way to compose my applications. There'll be others who want that higher level abstraction. I've seen a company, I think Standard Lib is another good example, similar to Trey, folks that you were calling out over there. And I think the model we're going to start seeing evolving as people internalize this idea of delegating more of their application component to services, that it's not just going to be the services from AWS, it's also going to be the rich collection of services built out there by various SaaS providers. And you end up writing, minimal code, so to speak, to go over there. So, code minimalism, if you will, is going to become the driving motivation behind a lot of development moving forward.
I don't know if we'll ever end up writing less code, Ajay. We're just going to be writing different code, and it's interesting because we've done a deep dive into this space, the FAS space in particular, and from there we'll go on to some other aspects of the serverless ecosystem, and it was really interesting to me because there were some things that I didn't expect there. You guys did really well. You're one of the leaders in the space, of course, but one of the most interesting things to me was how the programming model is evolving even beyond the core of the cloud. I think when we do this again, one of the things that we may end up doing is looking at edge FAS. I know that you've been working on that with Lambda at edge, but we've seen a lot of other folks that have kind of been pushing toward the edge as well. And so I think it's very possible that in the future you'll have functions at the infrastructure, you'll have functions at the edge. Those will work together. They may even have different isolation models, but it's a programming and architectural style that is only going to become more compelling over time.
Well, let's hope your crystal ball is clear on that one, Jeffrey. No, but I really resonate with that pattern you called out about functions evolving to mean not something necessarily just like Lambda, but the idea of code abstracted from the underlying infrastructure or domain that it's running in. So, to your worldview, you could say running on edge, running on infrastructure. Even, people can squint and go and say, does running on-prem functions fall in that spectrum at some point? Time will predict. But again, I think that agility benefit is going to come from the architectural model that functions and others represent, to your point about using code in an effective fashion to react to things, as well as the abstraction and management element that's going on over there. So as long as the underlying service is being managed by someone you trust, someone who's reliable, someone who's able to give you the performance constraints, I think this is seriously going to unlock some fast benefits for moving things forward.
Yeah, again, from an enterprise developer's perspective, it's a trade-off that most are willing to make. The same way that I really don't want to manage memory anymore. I'm more than happy to have a garbage collector if it lets me get functionality out for my business sponsors as quickly as possible and do so at an effective cost.
So one comment guidance I do give enterprise developers when they ask me the question about serverless adoption is thinking about what development processes and models look like internal as well, right? So, one common guidance and conversations we have is, how do you go from that first successful serverless deployment and practice to an org-wide strategy, right? So you kind of build this new application that's going big. How do I now make that the default, quote unquote, serverless first approach to start building applications? And that's a combination of plugging into existing security models and practices. Tooling obviously becomes a big conversation all the time, and cost estimation and management, so to speak. So in some ways, the unique element in the enterprise environment becomes, how do you fit into their ongoing development and modernization strategy? Where do things stay as is and the serverless platform evolves to meet them? And where do you kind of upgrade your practices to bend towards the serverless approach of doing things? And I think as long as people are keeping their eye on that speed at the end of it, it's going to be critical. And this is where, efforts around training and education become so much critical for the serverless approach as well. We've seen some great success for people who work with partners like A Cloud Guru or even the AWS education and certification approaches to just learn kind of those foundational efforts, right? Like, how do you use a managed service? How do you architect your service a certain way? What does well-architected practices really mean? And then incorporating that and codifying that in their enterprise development practices.
Yeah, I think one of the keys is just thinking, when I was doing this research a couple of years ago, what really stood out to me is that in some ways the event is even more important than the service. And so understanding what the business events are in your organization, and actually, going old school for a minute, the kinds of things that we used to do with process modeling. When you start to see how events happen and who needs to know about them and how they flow, that starts to give you the clues to where serverless can really help modernize an application's architecture.
Yep, absolutely. In fact, I've had companies come to me talking about their development teams who have become serverless practitioners, also kind of draw in they've taken the opportunity to revisit, do we do things like Kanban? Do we do things like test before production? Do we do things like, expanding our test suite and automation beforehand to do load testing? All because of sort of the extra bandwidth that gets created because they're freed from all these other operational tasks. So I think that the shift is ready to happen, and I feel like the pathways are laid out for people to work out over there as well.
So Ajay, there are some challenges that organizations need to watch out for when they are adopting serverless technology. Probably the biggest one that I've run into in my conversations is that once you start to get up there in terms of the number of functions, like maybe 20 or more discrete different types of functions, observability can be a challenge, figuring out exactly what is going on. And an event-driven architecture doesn't help that because different functions and multiple functions can subscribe to event queues, especially if you're using an event-driven architecture. It's really important to have the right observability capabilities linked in so you can understand exactly what is happening. One thing that's a little bit less obvious, though, is we talk about applications and application modernization and what applications we're going to deploy. What really happens in the serverless space, and when you go to more of that event-driven architecture, the concept of applications becomes less required because you're not necessarily compiling a big ball of code together and deploying it as a single monolithic application. You're deploying in dozens, maybe even hundreds of services when you get up to full scalability. And so applications become more like logical flows or customer journeys as opposed to big balls of mud. So your development teams have to shift their thinking a little bit about how they talk about the experiences that they're creating. Cold starts is one of those FUD type things that have popped up, and I know that you guys have done a lot to try to deal with those, especially when there are things like VPNs that you have to transect. Change management, when you've got 200 different functions and individual teams can update those functions and push them to production very quickly, you've got to make sure that it actually makes sense to push those to production and that other teams that might be dependent on those functions are going to be able to handle that push to production. And then I think it's fair to say that development tools and monitoring tools and security is still kind of a work in progress in this space. And so there's always more that can be done to make it a more natural type of experience for development teams. So while none of these challenges is a huge blocker, they're all things that teams need to work through as they adopt a serverless first mentality.
Yeah, as you can imagine, this is a list that is on top of my mind every single day. So no challenges on these ones. I think one interesting pattern I have seen though in many of the large customer bases is um, the challenges that they face when they go through modernization also look very similar, right? Even if they're using something like containers or even something like Kubernetes, whether they're using a managed version like EKS or ECS or something like Fargate, these questions come up the same, right? Like the moment you go down the road of saying, I'm now thinking of my application not as an application to your point, but as an experience where you have multiple services coordinated to do something like that. Uh, how does that work? What does observability look like? What do changes look like? And I do think one shift we are going to start seeing, or at least I'm probably predicting a little bit on this one, is you're going to start seeing a convergence of tools that are going to be used across these different technologies that are being used to build these service-oriented approaches, right? So be it around observability, be it some tools like service meshes, things like Prometheus, something like even public tools like say Datadog, New Relic. We have already seen those being very common as shared across people building these kind of applications. So I think there's going to be sort of this consolidation of tools being used across these two spectrums that are going to help elevate some of these challenges. So it becomes less about, oh, I'm using serverless, so I have to use toolchain A. I'm using containers, so I have to use toolchain B, even though the end game is pretty much looking very similar. Uh, the conceptual model of people internalizing that an application is now split within functions and events, I think that's definitely one where the more understandings we have or we are able to provide customers about which application patterns apply to it, the easier it becomes to. And you see this reflected even the application trends that you called out earlier, right? Things like IoT and data processing, which naturally lend themselves to that event-driven programming flow, tend to lead the pack. Others where people are used to taking monolithic JSP application and deploying it over there, that you have to go through this refactoring phase. And as with all things AWS, you're going to continue to see the serverless services evolve to help customers meet there while helping them modernize the pieces that they want to. I do
I actually think in the long run it's going to be really positive because you know what? I don't want one application to open my garage door and another application to turn on my lights and a third application to unlock my door. I want a single experience for when I come home, and I want to stitch those things together. I think what you see in Alexa is probably a far more natural experience than the idea of discrete, siloed applications for everything, whether it's from a consumer perspective or from a business perspective.
Yeah, and you almost see the same thing reflected on the business side as well, right? You're seeing people coming in and saying, I want one application that builds my automation workflow for processing my customer resources. It doesn't have to be 7 different services talking to each other. Let's have a more native way of them communicating with each other. Let's have a more native way and a consistent way for customizing themselves as well. So I think directionally, you are going to see those pieces evolve. I will say, like, just for our shared audiences, you will always find the serverless services acting better they did than the last time you played around with them. I had this customer come to me at reInvent last year, who had first tried Lambda in 2015. And this was the time when they first launched Java. They played with it. They had found a few rough edges in the experience, and they came away. And the fact that at the booth you were able to spin up, the Eclipse IDE, show them the current way to build Java using Java 8, package and deploy it, and have their application running up there in like a few minutes. It was kind of a mind-numbing change for them. So this area is evolving fast, much like the early days of the cloud. What you see today as a collection of services is going to be an enhanced set of services tomorrow for people to move. So my hope is a lot of this list gets whittled down fairly quickly as we kind of keep making changes over there.
I'll tell you one of the things that kind of excites me about where we go in the future is how you use serverless technologies to build even better and more abstract experiences for developers. So, I mentioned some of the low code providers that are actually using Lambda and other serverless infrastructure to create more abstract experiences, even for citizen developers. I think that that's a great example of what you can do with the technology. I'm really excited to see how it's going to continue to expand who can develop and what kind of experiences they can develop. And really, I think it's part of creating a big tent from a development perspective.
Yeah, if looking into that same crystal ball that you have, Jeffrey, I see a similar trend too, in the sense that what today we're considering, early adopters, people who are kind of pioneering through this change, they're definitely moving in the direction you called out, right? They're already in the world of services. They're looking to kind of shed anything that looks like undifferentiated work for them, like code that they have to maintain, services that they have to maintain. And they're going to keep moving this direction where they're going to expect services that they use to cohesively work with each other, and using something like serverless to build that. And correspondingly, you're going to start seeing the SaaS providers saying, what is the easiest way for me to become programmable, right? You cannot, there's so much expectation that comes in with every service that people use today, that simply saying, here are the 5 features that are launched with, good luck with that, is going to be a different class of challenges, right? So just that level of customization is going to be something like FAS or serverless in general is going to be helping with. And the trends that Twilio and Netlify and others have started is definitely going to move forward. I do see that, for our enterprise friends, for them, that may look like a bridge too far. Like here, you're talking about people who are just learning how to figure out around their infrastructure. So even there, that trend of sort of getting that consistent internal practice of saying, serverless first, here's my operational behavior, etc., with a convergence between other service and modern application developments like containers, is likely, I think, is going to emerge within sort of the next 3 years. Who knows? I think your research in those two spaces is going to become more and more blended, especially when it comes to your enterprise customers.
Ajay, I'll give you an example. I think of all the financial services institutions right now that are trying to deal with open banking and are trying to put forth APIs to give third parties access into their infrastructure. And I can't help but look at what ISVs are doing to make it easy to have compute right next to those APIs using a FAS-based model, and think that there's not some real potential value there for those financial services organizations that are trying to do exactly the same thing.
Yeah, this is where my hope is, the more stories we can put out there about companies who are doing these kind of innovations and seeing the benefits, the faster we can have this motion become more prevalent. So, the faster the world moves, the faster they innovate, and the faster they challenge us to keep up in some ways or fashion. So, all right. So on that note, Jeffrey, thanks for taking the time of sharing your thoughts. I really enjoyed this conversation with you, and hopefully our viewers got some interesting tidbits through the whole thing as well. There will be additional resources posted after this talk on where you can learn about other customers who are doing interesting things with serverless, and how AWS and Gartner has done research that reflects pieces of what challenges customers are facing as well. So thanks for taking the time, everyone, and enjoy the rest of the sessions.
Thanks a lot, Ajay. Appreciate it.